So yeah, that was kind of a pain in the ass. But other than that, everything else is great.
Glad to hear.
Sup, Paul?
Yo.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good.
Right on.
How are you?
Not bad.
Nobody was going to answer.
Yeah, no worries. Good. Actually, I've got had since last Friday, Saturday without my wife, so I've been kind of single dad mode for the last 3 days, which is kind of sweet. Kids are cleaning up after themselves, and I got told that I make better dinner and breakfast today. So, yeah, right on. I feel good.
Saw your Instagram story cutting the split ring.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Could have used a better camera person, but I guess the victim, they don't typically get them to hold the camera. Can you imagine in the middle of cops? Excuse me, man, can you hold this?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cutting the ring off was actually I tried to bend it off a couple times over, and it just wasn't gonna happen. So, yeah, that was the only choice I had there. Wow, I'm already running out of papers.
It's hard to get something that can get deep enough on a ring that's next to a finger. Like you don't want
especially a little finger like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
You had a ring got caught on your finger?
No, my daughter put a key ring on her ring finger.
Oh.
Yeah. So
it's like you can get the tip of your snips easily underneath that ring, but then again, like you don't want to cut from the tip.
Yeah, no, I couldn't actually get it underneath either. That wasn't gonna happen. That's why I stuck the set of jewelry needle nose. They're for jewelry, eh? So I stuck those under the ring, so it gave that little bed for the side cutters to sit on, so I could just do it downwards on the point.
Yeah. I've heard of that happen to a lot of like married men specifically that, they use their hands a lot and they work and like over time, like they just don't take their ring off and their finger kind of swells over time and then they can't get their ring off at all.
Yeah.
No, it got stuck on a finger?
Yeah, it was stuck on a ring finger.
Have you seen the dental floss trick?
Oh, no. No. I want to say I have, but no.
So for the dental floss, what you do is, like looking where the ring is, you put a little piece of dental floss. You get dental floss or any very small fine twine, fishing line, something like that, and you stick it through so you have the one piece on the far side, and you basically have fishing line running underneath it. And then you start wrapping the finger, kind of like if you remember, like probably when you did when you were a kid in school, just wrapping it until like all the blood goes to the end. And so you start wrapping it really tightly on this side of the ring. And then eventually you start pulling that ring, the wire up from the rope or the dental floss from the other side. And it'll slide down the finger as you're moving it down until eventually it's big enough that it'll just pop up. And then you open it up and the rest of the blood rushes back in.
Okay.
It's actually a really neat trick. Especially if you wear a ring like I do, that is tungsten carbide, and you can't cut that son of a bitch off. Good to know that just in case if you ever bash your finger in and it swells up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dental floss for those with children and things that get stuck on things that shouldn't be stuck.
So I put the dental floss around the end of the finger. On the side of the ring towards the end of the finger.
Yeah, so for an example, I'm gonna
I can Google it up later. I mean, we can all Google it up later.
Yeah.
Point being, go ahead.
So there's your ring. Put the floss so it comes through on that side, and then you would start wrapping it around and exsanguinating it until it gets really small and tight, and then you grab this side and pull, and it just slides it out. And that's it.
Very cool. I'm gonna have to do that later.
Data trauma doc, and they they teach you things.
Either that or cut that finger down lower, I guess, just right about there. That'll be fine. Start my assassin career.
Can you guys hear me? Just mic check.
Unfortunately,
okay.
yes.
Can you? Oh,
actually,
thanks.
quite clearly, and melodiously.
That's good.
Did you get a new mic?
I got a new headset actually.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we all got ours.
It does actually sound clearer.
I think Alex has one, and I think Sean has one.
Well, look at you, big spenders.
Arctis
Christmas coming early,
lads. Yo, it's that NFT money, bro.
Yeah, it must be there. Not just for flooring after all.
No. I just got to go to the bathroom. And Rick, you kind of sounded like a robot. Not sure if that's on my end.
I mean, if you're
that's
telling us
your
about
voice
bathroom,
changer.
give us details. Like, is this number 1?
Do I sound like a robot?
Does
I mean,
it
I could
show
go in
big
there with my
blood?
headset on. You guys could just like
Would you?
listen in. I used to do it, you know?
This stream has gotten really weird.
We're not on the correct network for that, but I appreciate the offer. We'll talk.
Fair enough.
You got your NFT money, I can make other monies now. Yeah.
That's right.
Opportunities everywhere online. Yeah. Get out.
But yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I am literally ignoring the fact that I do not have my soundboard up yet.
I'm gonna start watching the stream and wondering why it says OnlyFans in the bottom right corner. It's got weird.
I mean, give me a break, man. Fansly, come on. No. Actually, I've never looked into which one would have better return. We should start doing the legwork. Maybe Pornhub. I don't know. Actually, legit though, OnlyFans would work as a platform. I'm just not sure. I guess we can monetize things like I used to with quests, objectives, shit like that. We'd have to build up a bit of a following though.
You guys hear me?
Aye, that we can.
Yeah. It's the second time my voice mod program's froze on me since I opened it. I have no idea what's going on with it.
That's no bueno. Pisses me off though, this fucking soundboard of mine. Holy fuck. I told you guys about this. The guy rewrote it, apparently. The author rewrote it from the ground up. And it's supposed to be los faster. Yeah, los faster. And I'm just sitting here. My whole computer is on the verge of freezing. For all I know, I've frozen in time for you guys while it's loading 2 soundboards. And it's just sitting here grinding away. It is so sickening to watch. Comparatively speaking, the previous version just ding, 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 ding. The only thing I see here is a completely new interface has occurred. And it's like when they relay out your shop, your grocery store, you know, it's like, you fucking bastards, I had a route, you know?
Yep.
Like, you're still carrying the same shit. How is this better? Holy crap, I remember actually they redid the aisles at my local groceries, the local superstore we have it here in town. And they've got whatever aisles, okay? But then what they ended up doing, if I recall correctly, they ended up having splits in the middle of the aisles. How did that go? Shit, now I can barely remember what it was back then. Oh gosh. Okay, never mind. I can't even remember this now. What was the original layout? And now it's relayed out, and they moved a bunch of shelves and basically turned it into a bit of a labyrinth. So if you're heading down an aisle, suddenly you have to turn. The aisle doesn't go all the way. Is that what I'm remembering? No, that's not right. What the fuck was it? I cannot fucking recall now. It was something. Anyhow, now I just feel like an idiot not being able to remember what my gripe was. Fuck, I hate that too. Now I'm pissed about that. Damn it.
That trick's badass.
Do it now?
That ring trick.
Yeah, no.
Sean just linked it.
Yeah, I don't have access to my Discord. It needs...
Wow.
Oh, he linked it in Zoom.
Oh, right on. I see that. Yeah, right on. Cool.
You know what was getting me is like when the supermarkets were putting like arrows on the floor and people were they couldn't do it to the point it would properly rotate back to the entrance, and then you'd have 2 arrows pointing at each other, and then people didn't know what to do.
Man,
So I don't.
arrows.
I would just keep walking, like fuck it.
I fucking went down to the pool the other day, the public pool. They got a rule about masks on the deck. I mean, there's a bunch of masks sitting on benches and around the place, but the only people wearing the masks are the extremely diligent and the staff. And the rest of us are just roaming around, not giving a shit. And I mean, it's crazy. I'm in this fucking place. You know, there's a bench load of masks, and then you take the mask off on the pool deck where it's open air. There's lots of space. It's cooled. There's air conditioning or some sort of air flow going on, some sort of HVAC. And you take that mask off and you go into the steam room where it's hot, humid, and you're in close quarters with everybody else.
Have the steam room open?
The steam room was thoroughly open, and I loved it, and it was perfectly fun. And I'm sitting there hacking a lung out because it's the first time I've been in a steam room in a while, and nobody's giving me an awkward eye at all. It's fucking hilarious. You go out there and then suddenly it's a brave new world, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's such a song and dance. And now I have to get my kids jabbed, and they got to wear masks. Oh, there's a new variant. Oh my god, what a song and dance! Holy shit. Anyway, that's enough about that. Unless
I hate the
else
lack
wants to
of
go off.
consistency.
Yeah, no, that's been my long oldest gripe. And frankly, at this point, with this sort of shit, where it's like, oh, we're just approving the vaccine for kids, and then oh shit, there's a variant. It targets kids. All the other ones were perfectly fine. This one's really brutal, really bad. Yep. We mentioned we got approved for the kids. It just looks stupid. It looks retarded. Like if this is I don't know, world power control and Illuminati sort of jazz like that. It's like, can you not do better? I don't know. But I agree.
The inconsistencies are just a killer.
No, the inconsistencies are the worst part. Are the absolute worst part. Nobody having a consistent plan. Nobody having consistent rules. Nobody having any consistent answers, consistent reasons. It goes on and on.
I say how they're like, oh, well, you have to do this and that, and then it's like, well, except in these cases, we can make an exception. What? Wait, what?
If
it's that serious, there should be no inconsistency in the rules.
No, there really should.
No, my favorite is like you get the vaccine and everyone still gets COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're saying, oh, well, it's not as bad. People are still dying. Oh, but it's less people. But it was already not that many people. So which is it, Like, where does it stop? Are we just trying to cure the common flu? Or is that what's going on? Are we just, like, in a mad marketing scheme, trapped in a mad marketing scheme trying to cure the common cold? Like, is that what's going on here? I don't know. Time will tell. See what the history books say to our kids. Or their kids.
I'm waiting to get the booster.
Yeah, I just got myself scheduled for the second dose. Went to take the kids for pancakes the other day. They asked for the vaccination. I'm like, yep, right here. Here you go. They're looking at your partial. And I was like, okay, and they're like, yeah, we can't let you in. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Suddenly you feel like it's the 1950s, man. It's the 1950s, and suddenly, anyway, I'm not going there, but point being.
Oh, so after they refused to serve you because you didn't get vaccinated, they turned the hose on you, or they got the dogs out, or which part of the 50s are you comparing it to?
Right.
I want to know how far you're willing to go down this rabbit hole.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, the guy.
As a man of science, I'm just asking that question.
The guy kicked my kids a couple times while I cried in the corner and asked Master to stop.
There you go.
And then they grabbed me by the scruff and threw me out. Called me a couple names that I won't repeat here. It was terrible. It was a terrible time. They threatened to call the cops that I knew would come and beat me and my children there in front of everyone for entertainment. Yeah, man, it was just like the 1950s. It was terrible. No, seriously though, they looked at it and I was like, "Come on, you can't let me in." And the guy's like, "No, I don't want a $2,400 fine." And I was just like, "Who's gonna give you a fine? Who cares? Whatever." So just like the 1950s.
Exactly.
There's some places here that, or not in Ohio specifically, but my cousin traveled, I forget which state it was now, one of the states south of Ohio, and they went to go to this concert, and they were in another state, so they didn't know the rules. And apparently you had to have, like, your vaccine card on you and have the vaccine in order to be in the place. It was pretty interesting.
To say the least, I imagine.
Yeah, apparently I guess there was a place that was offering it pretty quickly in the area, so they just went and got it.
Once upon a time, whatever, doesn't matter. We can talk about this all night, but that's not what people tuned in for. Anyway.
Yeah.
How about we
still waiting on Ben?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of, but it's like 10-2, so I don't know.
He said he might be a little late, but this is more than a little late. So
I was almost wondering if, maybe thanks for starting a date. It's not a big deal. We kind of are starting a date, so. That might be a bit much. Let's go with. Oh, actually, hold up.
Buddy, how was the trip to the bathroom?
It's very fulfilling.
Saw the mini-me's on camera while you were gone.
Yeah.
Quick, sound check.
Leave to take a shit and they jump in to take all the attention.
Sound check says.
little quiet, but
Yeah,
not
it's a little quiet.
overbearing.
Oh, really? Well, pardon me, sirs. Un momento. Oh, wow. How am I going to do that? Oh, I know how I'll do that. I will do that like this. But I will also have to do that, and I'm assuming that. All right, let's sound check the music. How clear is that?
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah, I can hear like the beat barely as well.
How's that?
That's good. Hey,
Over the
mine-
horizon, the sun rising in the east. You can see the golden rays coming down. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
How's that?
That's a little quiet, but
Probably
Yeah.
for the best.
Finish.
yeah.
All right.
Put a new muffler on the bus.
I actually, when I went and got the exhaust fixed up on my car. Have I told you about my car? Hashtag.
Yes.
Is they were explaining what they were gonna install for me, and I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I just want a straight pipe going from the cat back to the end, and maybe a nice flared tip on there. And buddy's like, all right, we got you quoted for 10 feet of pipe, make a bunch of bends, some hangers here, gonna be a couple $100. So I was like, all right, done. He calls me up and he's like, yeah, so we're just about to do this. So like I said, we measured it out, 10 feet of pipe. We're gonna go from the cat back. We're gonna have to take your what the hell is it called? Not reverberator. Shit, I can't remember the name of the part there. Anyway, there's a silencing part that comes after the cat, and it's not the muffler itself. I cannot fucking remember the name of it. Anyhow, and I was like, oh, that's still on there? And the cat, how's that? It's not punched? He's like, yeah, no, it's not punched. It's good. I was like, great. In that case, leave it on there. I just don't need the muffler. And he's like, cool, yeah, great. In that case, it's 8 feet of pipe. And so on and so forth. So, nice little deal. Anyway, that's enough for today about my car. Join us next week when I tell you, yeah, when I tell you more about my car. What can I say? I love my car. You know, it's got a name, eh? Yeah, it does, and a sister. It's got a family. Yeah, its sister is dead, unfortunately, on my front lawn.
Damn.
With a bunch of parts in it. And Tasha is rolling out in front with, she's doing all right. I got one of them Bluetooth error code readers, though. They're fucking sweet. And it worked really well. All right, cool. This'll do.
Still haven't named my truck. After 3 years.
It's one of the first things I do when I get a car. Drive it and then
I
name it.
tried. I just can't think of a good name.
I've been naming mine for the Romanov family. And with that, at 5 to 8, may I just say welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Dungeons & Dragons here in my garage. Tonight's episode of Black Thumb, the tale of gangsters turned race team as they streak across the desert of Kalimshan, seeking out their fate and possibly victory. Although at this point, it's largely in question whether they'll survive to see anything but their own fates unfurled. As the few remaining of them on this mortal coil fight desperately for their own survival, a few of them having risen and returned from the precipice of complete annihilation. Altogether quest for salvation, purpose, an objective of some sort, maybe just freedom, answers, anything. The whole of the story inside the derelict Vega manor unfolds chaotically as the rebels they fight back, and a mystery under the derelict manor becomes apparent. players at large become entwined. And with Laz fighting desperately, alone on his own against a wave of minions, sits as the only possible salvation for this crew. Possibly? We shall find out today, maybe, what fate holds in store for our players. And with that, sir, Sean, if you could, regale us, as you always so capably do, with what happened last episode on Black Thumb.
Sure. So when the episode started, we see Orion, if we can remember him, in a tavern. Sees his first meat coming in the door. The bartender shifts his form, and Orion has been realizes he's been in the bar for a long time. He sees his crew members rushing into the bar, all the crew members that he lost. The first mate is calling him to leave, but then a bar fight erupts. At that, we cut back to the lab underneath the manor. Sukor, I think, or Sucker, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Sukor.
Sukor is there. He's under about half cover. Sorth is under half cover. He's moving to get a better angle. Takes 2 shots with his bow and hits twice. Ali misses twice, once with a crit fail. Sukor is attacking Ali and lands several hits. Sukor's eyes go black then, and he dust starts to come off him. Ali gets an attack of opportunity. He does a bunch of damage. An acolyte climbs under the boxes and fires on Sorth. Sorth is hit with a magic missile and is down. And then he sees Korget there. He's taking Sorth to go eat and walking him out. Back to Laz. Laz is still standing his own in the top of the staircase. A guy comes in, swings and misses, but hits his shield. Chick, that's with the group, tries to move up, crit fails, and cuts off the other guy's belt. The second dagger she throws tends to hit. Halberd guy comes in, parries the first swing, deflects the second. Another dagger gets hurled and misses. Laz gets nicked by Halberd guy, who responds to the big hit, and he's starting to get a little winded, but he's not down yet. Cutting over to Yolandu and Bjorn on the slabs, we see flashes of light down the hallway. Yolandu is eating something. He offers it to Bjorn. Yolandu offers Bjorn I see a quotation marks here, a leg and a question. Bjorn moves away and heads for the battle. Yolandu plunders the bodies of the acolytes. Bjorn hacks open a strong box they found, finds a bunch of stuff, including ominous swords, puts on some pants, and heads out. Over to Barry. Barry is driving to the Vega compound. Clawed animals are making their way toward the bus. He wants to use the bus to run over some of the acolytes. Animals are chasing the bus. One attacks and misses. The engine is speaking to them about trying to shake off the clawed animals. Cutting back to Ali and Sorth. Ali sees Sorth go down. The acolyte is now looking at Ali. Ali's going after Lieutenant Sukor. Misses one hit, but lands a second. Sukor responds with a sword twice and lands twice on Ali. New arrivals to the room. Sukor takes out a wand and sends bolts on Yolandu. Sorth is still dying. Yolandu is trying to take a bite of an acolyte. Sorth sees Yolandu make the bite. Ali protects himself and casts a spell. I hear something had to be changed. In the past, the name was Uthos or Uthos.
Othos.
Yeah, Othos. Misty steps to the top of the boxes, does 16 damage on an acolyte, goes after Sukor, goes with Eldritch Blast. Ali does 16 damage on a bad guy and causes him to have a limp. Switching back over to Laz. The dagger girl throws another one and fails. Second one misses as well. Halberd tries to swing, ends up punching me and then stabs me with a dagger. Misses with the second one, and attack of opportunity for 6 on him as he moves away. Sword dude comes in, we block both strikes. The dwarf comes in with a hammer and misses. Second swing makes contact. Flail dude can't hit. Laz hits the halberd dude, he's still not dead. Second swing does huge damage, and he's still standing. Halberd dude swings back in response, but misses. Laz tries to part of the dude and fucks up. Barry is making his way to the compound. The spirit of the engine is out of the engine. It's talking about a tornado. Somehow the spirit can drive. I've got question marks here. Drives to a caved-in area, tells Barry where to get in and that there's a state. The spirit is an echo of a man. There's a med kit he's directing to. Finds 3 supreme healing potions and some other kit while he's in there. Cage area with a number of things in it. There's jerkins, jackets, protective suits, swords, apparatus, chains, gears, handle, a locker with stuff in it. There's a gun inside the cage. Barry drinks a health potion, and the gun is a shotgun. We close on the bar. Ori is still in the midst of the bar fight, and that was the end.
Right on. Just realized my table's a little off. Bear with me. Itch. Bam. That's my space now. And with that, thank you very much. As we open up, indeed, Laz is still faced off against a few who refuse to go down. You're not part of that. Get out of there. And the entirety of the undercroft, well, not the entirety, but, one small section, as it were. We have Bjorn, Yolandu, who is not present, but has so far been succumbing to every hunger, and so will stay that way. Otherwise, a few acolytes and what seems to be one lieutenant here rushing away from the scene. We had Olthos, who... Sorry, where was he ever present here? Was Sorth down over there?
I misty stepped onto the top
On the boxes. Yeah.
So this is Olthos? No, that's one of my out.
No. Is it?
Oh, hang on.
No,
Olthos is this guy.
I'm
Here
the
we go.
caped one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're the caped one? Okay,
so.
that's you then here.
Whoever's on top of the wall, kind of in the middle.
Oh, okay. This guy? This guy was you?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty
Capes
sure
and 2 daggers?
maybe not.
No, I think
don't
this
know.
was the
All I know
evil
is I
guy.
misty stepped onto the top of a wall so I could see over.
Why
Just
do
on
I
this wall.
feel stupid here? Oh my goodness. What did you do? Oh my goodness. Where is your dude?
I think that looks like where I was, so maybe that is me. Although I'm a warlock, so
Maybe I've got the wrong mini up there, but Ali was downed? Or was he just prone?
I was just prone.
Okay. That's right, from stumbling over the thing. Okay. And Sorth is knocked out on the other side. You have 2 or 1 death save remaining. Can't hear you, bro. Muted.
Okay, yeah, I got remaining.
How many?
2.
Ben's in the waiting room.
Oh, hey.
Or, wait, no. Never mind. I'm losing my mind.
Okay, no worries. I mean, I'm there, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering which one was yours. In terms of minis, there, Cody. I can't remember which one was Althos. Shizen. Okay, no worries. We're gonna open up with Laz anyhow. And as the scene does open, let's see if I can get the camera to work with me. How's that? Oh, it looks like shit. Maybe a little further back. No, it still doesn't work. Well, you know what? I had high hopes. I had high hopes.
When in doubt, Barbarian.
There we are. Yes, sir. Wow, this is kind of appropriate music, I guess. As no, I want something more dramatic. Let's see. Let's go with. Apparently, this is from the Pathfinder Adventures official soundtrack, which I didn't know existed. We'll explore this a little further. That said, the camera opens up to show Laz's face, stern, sweat-ridden, his eyes flitting about, wild, as he looks towards his targets. A dagger zips past him, clanking against the stairs behind, as the camera pans against the many silhouettes of the minions that you are holding at bay as you swing your axe to and fro, occasionally sparks flying off it as the odd pot shot or odd swing is taken towards your presence, your corpus. Their hungry, murderous, or stoic faces range the gamut of ugly to uglier, and battered or bruised or otherwise begging to be, as you, again, with enraged veins and wild eyes, do what?
Is Halberd dude still up front?
halberd dude is right here, and this is you.
Yeah.
As he holds his halberd towards you with a grin of sorts, you can hear the whipping air about it as he gets it ready for whatever you might have intended. I guess he's only...
Yeah, we are, I gotta put this guy down. I mean, now I'm just fucking pissed.
Can you guys actually hear that?
So we're gonna go after him with the great axe.
Yeah. Anyway. Just curious, really.
I couldn't hear it, Dooley, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't figure so.
I imagined,
really,
I imagined it, though.
I mean, really, I was imagining all the way. In fact, it's most of my life, I feel, has been imagined.
You know what? That's... I mean...
Have you seen The Matrix? You want to talk about that? Have I told you about my car? I'll be right back. I got some juice.
Yeah, that sucks. Ugh.
So Grace is home now, Alex?
Yeah, she is.
Nice.
So,
How'd you get back?
they've managed to get one lane open.
One lane?
Yeah.
How long was that trail?
It took her about 7 hours to do a 4-hour drive, so it wasn't terrible.
That's terrible.
Because they,
There's nothing good about that. I mean, at least you got home.
yeah, so it's not super busy because they still have roadblocks and stuff, so they checked her ID to make sure she was actually coming home. Otherwise, she would have just got turned around.
That's kind of cool. At least they're...
Yeah, so it's basically nothing but like semis and people trying to get home allowed on the road.
Right.
Oh, this is oppression. You have to show ID to get on a road now, to get anywhere.
You do.
Now I'm falling into it.
It's like the 1950s, I tell you.
1950s. That's it.
Yeah.
My freedoms are being stripped from me.
That's right.
I don't like the sound of any of this shit.
Alright, so my first roll did not go well. 8 plus 6 for 14 to hit. Any luck that he's damaged enough for this to be worthwhile?
It's a 14 to hit misses this guy.
Alright, I got one more shot at him. I'm
Alright,
gonna come around to the backswing.
you do so.
Can I ask?
Oh, motherfucking hell.
I was gonna inspire one of those.
Can you inspire this one? This would be a really good one to inspire if you would.
Alright. I'll inspire.
Because that was a 1.
I'll definitely inspire that then.
Jesus Christmas. There we go. A 16 plus 6, 22 to hit. Can I hit this guy?
You did. As you find your first swing deflected off of his halberd, his expertise too much for you to cope with, you find your weight oddly perfect in the moment that you're thrown, air quotes, off balance. Leveraging yourself against the wall, you manage to kick off and swing the axe back into him unexpectedly. Sparks fly as you burst through his armor. How much damage are we talking?
10.
10 points on halberd.
Dude.
Oh, fuck, actually. 10 points, eh?
Is he still fucking standing?
Yeah, just fucking barely.
Oh my god.
As you
Anything
huff the...
else? Did he spit on his face? Something?
As you huff the axe into him, blood spurts as bones crack and he guffaws, falling backwards against the stairs. As you pull the axe out of him, with the gore to follow, his wide eyes behind his helmet and his sudden drop in the halberd's poise give way to the realization he's just about done for.
Tony Montana over here.
Somebody yells out, "Finish him," for no good reason. Got any combos? Do you want to pull a babality? Toasty!
God. So bad.
You
Well,
use-
I mean, that's what I got with my 2 shots, so.
You still have an offhand attack. Your offhand is taken up by the axe, but I mean, what's your strength? What's your strength bonus? What can you actually do a melee strike for?
Well, my strength is plus 3.
So that's 4 damage that you can do to this guy if you hit him.
Yeah, I mean, let's
Just saying.
give him a big pump and thump in the chest, try and send him down the stairs. Last time I tried to kick him, that failed. So
Do
try
it.
and knock this guy back down the stairs. Give him the big thump.
All right.
Unarmed strike. Yeah, that's gonna miss. +6 or 9. Jesus
Anybody want to
Christ.
inspire that shit or what?
No, don't waste it on that one.
It's
again.
Laz's
Yeah.
survival, and you guys always finish out the
I
session.
will inspire him. Uthos will reach into the void and tickle his nose.
Testicles.
No, Uthos isn't. Uthos is much different than a rat.
Othos farts, and it's the Othos effect, and it.
Oh.
It's actually in everybody's best interest that you keep inspired, Laz.
12 plus
Yeah.
6 is 18.
Hey, there. Does that work?
As he goes limp, you see your opening, and you know what? You tell me what the fuck you do. You know you know it's what this scene is. You tell me what Laz does, or do you want me to do it? I don't know.
No, I mean, Laz is, for me, if it's possible, looking down the stairs, I am trying to create obstacles. So, I mean, that'd be one of those things where it's, crack him in the face, and if I see him starting to go backwards, it's grabbing him by his gear and just trying to get him either sideways in the stairs so they have to step over him, or get him at somebody. I can't.
I'm feeling generous, and we'll go with rule of cool. So you can throw me an attack roll on this. You punch this guy in the face, and you feel his face crack under the pressure of your fist. And a moment later, you grab a hold of his helmet, and it's nice, and it's one of those ones that's attached to his gorget and shit. So it's like you got a basic ragdoll there, and he's still got like power in his legs as you feel the life ebbing from his body. And you basically, as far as I'm concerned, you can target the dagger chick here, or you can throw him into the armored guys in the back, or you can try to pull him up onto the stairs as difficult terrain. Or actually, at that point, it'd be challenging terrain, I think it's called, where it's like you get a third of your movement through it. So they basically take one step up the stairs, and that's it. That's all their movement.
All right. Yeah, let's throw her back at the let's throw this dude back at the dagger chick, and
Okay.
I have a 13 plus 6, so 19.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. All right. Long and the short, you where's my have I put them all away? Oh, good on me. And there we are. Shazam.
Oh, this is not a good start for Laz.
Oh my god.
2 inspirations. You get a hit.
The grip you have on the guy's helmet is solid, and Laz throws his weight and a knee into the armored fellow, kicking him effectively across the stairs into the chick. She leaps out of the way of it, but the body is still slamming into the wall, gushes gore for a moment out the various holes upon the corpus before it splays out on the ground, ever so unceremoniously. A sack of old ruined bits of armor and ebbing flesh spirit. As it sits on the stairs now, as I said, challenging terrain for all of a square. Actually, he lands on at the bottom of the stairs. So he's just going to be difficult terrain. So he counts the same as the stairs. As he lands on the ground, the daggered woman, she howls out in grief at the sight of it, and grits her teeth, looking towards you. With that, she rushes forward, swinging as mightily as she can. In her fury, as she leaps over the fellow on the ground, landing on the stairs separated from the rest of the crew, you hear their shouts as she takes one with an 8+ bonus, and then a second strike with an 8+ bonus as you easily swat her hands out of the way, one after the next. Her desperate swings, nothing to your mountain of man. Her companion rushes up next to her in an attempt to pull her back and even the score, but with a crit fail, with a 1, you swat him against the wall. As he turns around with a 4+ bonus, he narrowly misses his companion's hair and head with his blade as he attempts to jostle and jockey for position, but with his sword and shield proves difficult in the tight space. She screams at him to get the fuck out of her way and continues to icily swing towards you. In the background, the one fellow with the flail jockeys back and forth looking for position as the other fellow with hammer and shield in hand yell out for them to get back so they can have a swing. As you are shown silhouetted over top them all, a bit of light filtering through the broken hatchway in the top of the tower above, you just stare down at your opposition, deflecting them easily back and forth. This guy actually didn't take a second swing. Again, he actually takes a 10+ bonus. Once again manages to hit naught but the haft of your axe, as you seem to almost listlessly at this point hold the few of them at bay. Anything to declare before I move? Cut away.
No, I really can't move. I'm kind of engaged here, so yeah, I'm trying to just eyeball it down and figure out where the next weak spot is for me to get working.
Sounds good, sir. Oh, I gotta buy those before the night's out. There's Cyber Monday on it, D&D Beyond. There's 2 books I don't have that I can see.
Yeah, I'm doing the Hero Forge order tonight. Get
Yeah,
some minis for Waterdeep.
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah, and then maybe I was thinking we could do like a painting session or something.
It's been a long time since I did like a
I
paint.
got a bunch of pants.
I've got
Yeah,
a
that'd be
slew
cool.
too, yeah. By all means, bring them by.
Yeah, we'll have to actually find a day that works now that everybody's home. But
We got to show a tepid place. Oops. Ruined, moldy, dark, foreboding. Just the sort of place you'd expect to find evil residing. Evil would call it home, maybe. A nice place to bring the kids, the evil kids, and teach them all about evil. I mean, what else do you do in an undercroft? It's evil and dark and foreboding is this place, but evil stuff. I mean, really now. But with that said, the evil-looking robed individuals who have been firing upon you with their magical implementure, downing one of your, air quotes, companions, nearly felling another, as their leader seems to be rushing away. To what end? What the fuck? Since when is Play-Doh so difficult to... Oh, I see what's going on. I have poked too far through. There. No. Damn you. Eh. Oh, for fuck me, really? Come on. Whatever. Damn it. Manual dexterity! Manual dexterity! Pardon me, folks. Just taking a moment, if you don't mind. Thank you. Ah, wonderful. Done. As we were. Opening up with a scene of Deuter running away. Axe guy here. I'm pretty sure this is Ulthos. If I'm not mistaken, this is Ulthos right here. And I'm not sure why you're over here. I thought you were chasing this guy, maybe.
no, I definitely misty stepped onto the wall and then I stayed up there and I was casting spells down.
Alright, then maybe these guys are backwards or something to that effect.
That could be. Maybe they swapped spots or something.
No, this guy misty stepped up there. You misty stepped?
Okay. Yeah, I misty stepped. Yeah.
Why the fuck was he up there? Or was he up there? Now I'm fucking not remembering. Fuck me.
I know I was the only one up there. I think, was it Sorth that climbed the wall? Or was that Ali that climbed the wall and then fell?
Ali climbed the wall and fell over the side, yeah. And Sorth is...
And then I Misty stepped up there following him and saw him on the floor, and I was attacking the guy that was trying to kill him.
Alright, maybe this guy was actually down here. Maybe I fucked that up. I can't remember. But then this guy...
I know I was up there alone, so...
Okay, fair enough. Maybe that guy was down there. I seem to remember something like that. Alright. That works for me. With that scene, the camera pans across it all as it pans against the whole of the freeze frame, showing the desperate situation for the horror that it is. It comes to rest on the open doorway before cutting to Barryum. Deep within the bowels of the Vega garage, having come to an avalanche of a wall with a singular mandor blown open in the wall by the companion mechani that brought him to this place. It stated that there was much trouble in this place, that it could sense its family. Its family? The elemental described what you were seeing as an echo. Perhaps a vision of the spirit in its robust form through the elemental. That's not really explaining it any better, but it's poetic. Anyhow, moving right along. As you delve into this dark place, having come upon a cozy little space, you are surrounded by medical implementure and the armament of a small armory, as well as a singular secure metal door with a large keyhole. You also see amidst the cots, the cabinetry, the various medical implements are things like blades and hammers, and you can see old bandages and whatnot littered around the space. Various vials of different fluids are stacked up in one side. It's not a lot, but it is scattered about. And the space is small, but thick with the little amount that is in here. There's a desk upon which you see a strange apparatus. Seems to be a hand-operated mechanical device with many rows of small levered buttons. And a singular piece of parchment sits on one side of this little triangular apparatus. And you see many what seem to be spring-loaded levers with little graves that seem to be in a language you're not sure you recognize. But the parchment itself has Kalashite written upon it, at which point your insight leads you back to the graves and you realize they're backwards. The levered graves seem to strike the parchment, if you were to guess anything. The stack of parchments aside the strange apparatus are blank and used, 2 stacks. Well, several stacks, really, of used as well as one blank stack. Do you go through the stacks, or do you look around the room, or you've already got the healing potions, if you recall?
Want to read through the parchments a little bit, kind of skim through them.
You sift the parchments, seeing that they are purchase orders for medical supplies, metal shipments, strangely named fluids, with strangely named fluids that you can tell are fluids for their measurements or in fluidic amounts. They order them by the barrels. They order them by the vial, by the quart. You know many of the fluids, having worked with them yourself with the old Gondian engine, if you recall, with the with pistons and explosions and flames. Oh my! But you occasionally see other things that you recognize: quicksilver, orichalcum. You notice a large amount of obsidian is on order, and it raises questions in your mind as you look them over. And that's just one of the stacks. You look over another and see log entries, repairs that have been conducted. You see logs for various Gondian engines, and then finally a mechani engine. All the Gondian repairs seem to be for a platform called Toronado. They come with diagrams occasionally of various small parts, aspects of Toronado you'd expect. They seem to be good in design, for lack of a better term. There are typed elements upon the parchments, but otherwise they are drawn with ink and quill and an expert hand. They are rendered with shading in some cases and very basic in others, but they are always very accurate, you would assume, from the quality of the drawings, all the same. Yeah, that's about it. So as I said, metal shipments, medical supplies in the purchase orders. You see, logs of medical emergencies and doings. Just various names and the injuries they've suffered. Broken thumb, broken arm, severed toe, that sort of thing. Nothing really stands out. If you wanted to study any of this stuff in detail, you can tell me so and roll an investigation.
Specifically the stuff revolving around the engines.
Let me hear it clatter.
Just,
Or at least...
Just out of, curiosity from one guy that works on the shit to the
Well, I
next
mean, how
guy.
long are you spending on this, with this investigation roll? Give me a frame here. It's a pretty good stack of stuff, too.
Well, I gotta keep in mind that, my allies are at least to Barryum unknowing, like whether or not they're alive, dead, in danger, so it's probably best that I just package them up for later.
You sure you don't want to take a quick look through them? You can devote 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'd say no more than that, though.
Laz, you got 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, he's fine.
I got the whole rest of my life, everybody.
Long or short that is.
Throw me investigation. Wow. Math or nat?
Not a nat. That's math.
So math 20 on the investigation of. As you look over the diagrams for a moment, something strikes you. You recognize some of the glyphs as calculations involving the obsidian specifically. And what you note is the diagrams, as you go back through some of the bits, involve coding the inside of that little chromid heart where the elemental is residing. You get an idea of how the mechani engine is built, but more to the point, you find in all the doings what is in fact not a diagram or a plan or a repair, but a theory jotted down with a small diagram with a note that says, "I'm gonna build it in Kalashite." And it's got a diagram for what seems to be a four-legged spider. And it's got a bit of a heart, a disc, built into it where the limbs connect to. And it says, travel pack aside it. The explanation, if you look over the Kalashite written, scrawled, and somewhat typed out and somewhat faded, right, apparatus and all that, explains it to be a housing within which the mechanized spirit can reside. A basic form of mechani engine, although not as imprisoning. There are a few others of interest in there. The repair logs concerning various connections incite some interest, but it quickly fades back to all Gondian repairs and that sort of thing. Although some of it is good know-how, you already know how. With that said,
that triangular apparatus as well is something that should be looked at. See if it has any use.
As you look it over for the moment, it's a writing apparatus. I want to make it clear. It's got a bed of keys at an angle, and then it's got a piece of paper, a parchment, opposite of a bunch of levered striking graves. Do you press the keys?
I mean, I don't think Barry would be able to help himself, you know, make it press a few keys, you know, see what it does, just kind of tiny inches.
A lever flies forth and bashes into the parchment, leaving an ink stain. A glyph of some Kalashite form is embedded in the page, although it seems to lack ink. Excuse me.
In that case, I think Barryum's already bored of it, and is going to be taking a look at that door, see if you can figure a way through the door.
Looking over towards the door, as I said, it's got a big old keyhole on it and a ring opener. The latch mechanism is not exactly complicated, and it's revealed on this side. It looks very much just a security door of sorts. You can easily open it from this side, you'd assume, if it's not locked.
And give it a nice little turn. Turn in the handle.
To your surprise, perhaps, it easily gives away. A bit of a hallway curving around opens up on the other side of the door. You see a bit of a green glow coming washing across a window opening on the far side of a hall. The hall opens up onto the continuing path on the other side of the avalanche. You see a few destroyed piles of slagged steel that may have once or at one point or another been platforms, crushed under unfortunate amounts of rock and earth. The path ahead is dark, and aside from the green wash coming off of what seems to be a form of moss and ore clutching to the underside of the garage driveway, just on the other side of the window. There's an acrid smell. An acrid smell that you can smell easily. It's thick and it's moist beyond the door. You don't hear anything with your 10 perception. 10? Passive perception?
9. 9.
Oh yeah, 9, right. Point being, my friend, it's pretty bleak as it just curls away.
Just gonna slowly start moving, not sneaking, because Barryum's not very good at that anyway. So just gonna slowly start cautiously moving forward.
Barryum exits out through the door, passing into the space beyond. From there, the camera cuts back to the fateful scene. Showing the lieutenant, the leader, whomever he is, rushing away. We open up on, in the background, our man Othos, standing atop the wall as he looks down on his opportunity. Where are we in this? Othos, actually, I need you to roll, dude.
Oh, like
Initiative, yeah.
Oh, I never rolled that.
No.
Oops. Oh yeah, right. That's right. We forgot. I existed in that. I just kind of jumped in there. 17.
Almost like the spot was made for you.
Perfect.
Right after Barryum. That's great.
What are the chances? Nice. Okay.
As it opens up on Otho's face, looking down at everything.
Is that assailant still attacking Ali down below me?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to hit him with an Eldritch Blast, if I could. Shh. Playing the game. Sorry, 1 second here.
No worries, I'm trying to figure out my numbers here.
I'm gonna let me roll the die for that. That's weird. Okay, let's see. So that is a 18 plus 7, 25.
25 hits.
And how do I? 1d10 plus 4. I don't know why my dice aren't working right now. Sorry. That's it. 10 plus 4, so 14 damage. And there's 2 beams. I do I have to roll twice for that to hit? I'm guessing, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the first one hits for 14, and second one's an 11. I'm guessing that misses.
11 does, and sorry, 14?
14 damage, yeah.
Oh,
10 plus
14 damage.
4.
Okay. I don't think
Yeah.
this guy's taken any damage so far. I don't see him on the board. I will record him here. And with that, sorry, this is your scorching ray?
Eldritch
No,
Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Sorry, my bad. Right, so one after the next, opening up with each shot, firing down upon him as he stands over Ali. We watch as you unfurl a mad bolt. I don't know why that was holy in there. Sorry, wrong key. But anyway, one after the next, the bolts blasting down towards him. The first one scorching against his shoulder as he thrusts forward and then looks back towards you. An angry stare comes your way, icy and murderous, as the smoldering smoke rises off his back, and you think to yourself how powerful that must have been and how unfazed he is acting. You see his eyes welling up with tears, but he's really holding it back.
Excellent. Just how I like them.
All those blasts down upon. As the scene spins about, we watch as Sucor rushes towards the door and yells backwards, "Do not engage with them! Come quickly! We tell the master! He will know what to do!" At which point he rushes out through the doorway. With that said...
Could I look down and I'll kind of yell down to Ali, "You would do well to get up now, my friend." And I'll twirl my cloak and take a powerful stance as I'm about to cast another spell.
Gonna be all dramatic and shit, right? You flourish mightily. It's super dramatic. No, that is really not the right one. Hang on a sec. I am even using the wrong... That's pan, damn it. I want pan. I want pitch shift. I was going for something there. Never mind. Anyhow, what are you doing? yelling out towards thing, and yeah, so as it were, do I have your other character here on the board? I don't even think I do. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Ali.
Yeah.
How you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing not so bad.
You're doing pretty prone. Did you want to get up, do something? The camera pans around you down on the ground there, my man. What is going on with Ali?
I'm gonna stand up and cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
All right. Leaping to your feet, you reach out towards the heavens. They deliver. As a wash of silver exudes from your skin and armor, the whole of you suddenly resonates with a strange energy, like a waft of heat coming off you, except colored silver light as it splashes about for a moment.
Ooh. And then I'm gonna stand up.
And shout.
And I'm gonna use Second Wind as well.
Feeling saucy today.
For heal myself for 9.
Desperate for survival, don't you know? With your second wind striking upon, you breathe fresh and strong.
You can see my wounds kind of suturing themselves closed.
With a silver light, might I add. No, that's really not the right one. Really not the right one. It's okay, though. With that said, camera pans against your face as you do all this, giving yourself new life as you prepare for the next impending strikes that might come towards you. The fellow here looks back and forth for a moment before deciding to follow his master, his leader, Sukor. Meanwhile, leaving you guys to fend, this guy disengages and he follows in, single moving away as fast as he can, as he excuses himself, ducking and dipping away from you. Up above, this guy misty steps away from Yolandu, down next to here, and will double move. No, it's bonus action, so he will double move and get out next to his master there. Actually, he holds and he prepares. You know, he's gonna go out there and he's gonna prep up a hot oak in there. Oh, I guess nobody sees that. And that's them. The camera's gonna coast up towards where we see Yolandu high on the boxes. And his hackles high with a hunger as he stares around, watching as the one fellow suddenly disappears from his clutches. His mouth still dripping with gore. He stares over wildly scanning the horizon for a moment before focusing upon where the retreating figure appears a moment later. His senses zoning in upon, you see where the figure suddenly rushes out the door, and you can see more of his friends, probably just as tasty. What do you do?
How many people are there? How many fans are there?
And sorry, I'm trying to get this camera to work with me. Holy, come on now. You can do it, camera. Okay, so you're here. Buddy Misty stepped here, and then he ran out this door, heading out to where he is now in the beyond. In the great beyond, the loading place beyond that doorway that you can't see, haven't seen yet. Line of sight and shit. It's a bitch. Point being, you can actually get this out of the way too. Boop. Sorry, where was I here? You can see these guys retreating out through this doorway. Sukor has already left the building, so to speak, accompanied by two of the others. Axe guy rushes out, as well as the mage guy who just blasted Bjorn and you, that you were chewing on. What do you do?
Closest Bjorn to me.
He is 30 feet away from you, I believe.
Okay. Well, considering the my previous experience after having a slight scuffle with the guy getting shanked. I would say that close combat quarters is it's not good, and I believe that Yolandu sees this as well. Because he's bleeding a lot, and it hurts. So his pain really brought out his humanity. He's not bloodthirsty anymore, or not as bloodthirsty anymore.
Just like that, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, throw me a wisdom check. What did I say before? I think it was 14 or better. I have it on record, but
Save or
sorry.
what was the save check?
What was the original save check that I was handing out?
I forgot.
I thought it was 10, but maybe it was higher.
I think it was marginally. I don't think it was 14.
It doesn't matter because I got a 6.
So as I was saying, you give into that hunger like a motherfucker. You're like, no, my humanity, but you feel it ebbing. You do, Yolandu. And you think back towards he who you wanted to follow in the footsteps of. A vampire, a Dampier, who wanted to refuse their hunger, and here you now are. Terribly giving into it. As you stare across, the whole of everything in slow motion, awash in red. Your fiendish instincts taking hold, instincts that you never thought you had. You feel terrible and wonderful at the same time. As you stare ahead, salivating.
I choke a little on my saliva.
5 experience. And with that, what does Yolandu do? He gives up terribly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Like a
he does give
ferocious beast. Where does he go, though? Who is he? Who? Does the whole of the crates crumble with the ferocity in which you take off, scampering towards your prey like a Tasmanian devil, just frothing at the mouth, rabies asunder, all upon your face. Blood and gore rushing down the front of you as you run on all fours towards that which you hunger for.
fresh meat. I have to go after it. The ass is just too thick. The closest guy next to me, I just gotta go for it.
Lord knows. All
Nothing
right.
else matters now.
You feeling Cajun? Isn't there an alligator on a slab somewhere around you?
With that said, bam! In the distance, we have Bjorn. How you doing there, sir?
Trying to keep it under control, but
As the madness strikes upon you, you feel its dark hold deep within you. You can't explain it. You don't want to explain it. You want to refuse it. Or do you? Do you?
yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to fight this off.
Pushing against these strange instincts with a wisdom check, which is still, I think it was 12, and it's still 12.
Alright.
For you, it's still 12. Okay, terrific. You still make it. Just on the edge of your sanity, pushing in against you, you manage to push back. What do you do? What do you do, Bjorn? As you stand here, having returned from Valkyr's own vessel, from quests, from legends, from reliving those legends with legends, what do you do?
I'm gonna shout out a warning. Grab him, pin him down. He's not in control. They've done something to us.
Your voice echoes out easily in the chamber, ringing off the metal cylinders, heard by all easily. Ulthos, you hear him easily.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna walk forward and ask who they are and what they're doing and where we are.
All right, you make your way. We'll say a double move. You're gonna go this way around the bottles. You'll get to here where Ali is. So you can
Actually, sorry, do I see Sorth on the ground there?
Yeah.
And I quite clearly recognize him. I'm going to cast Healing Word on Sorth. So you get healed for 7. Sorry, I forgot you're on the ground there.
Nice.
Okay. No one can hurt me down here.
Uthos clearly saw Yolandu, correct? Like, it's pretty...
Oh yeah,
it's
100%.
pretty obvious. Yeah.
He was on the stack of crates at the same height, if not a bit higher than you, and then suddenly rushed off the thing, full spin like the Tasmanian Devil, as the whole of the pile of crates crashes down under the force of him running after his prey.
Could I, with my passive perception of 14, could I determine what's going on with him? Or could I roll Arcana and just kind of let everybody know, like, hey, he's cursed?
What's your passive insight?
Passive insight is 14.
14? You can tell there's something definitely afflicting the fellow, but you'd need a moment, an investigative moment, to really ascertain the fuck.
Okay. I'll just yell out to everyone below me. It appears that fellow is afflicted with some kind of curse.
I'm just dehydrated.
I watch your step around him. He's looking a little hungry. I have my suspicions, but be wary. Your friend is no longer of sound mind.
Fabulous, fabulous.
And who are you?
I am Uthos, Fay Weaver, and I am a great warlock of tremendous power. Perhaps I can help your friend if you're able to ensnare him. And what did you say? I couldn't hear you. You're on the floor.
Actually walked in from the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the other one.
Maximum confusion.
Oh! You're Bjorn.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm talking Bjorn. Okay.
This is why I don't do multiple characters per player. This is why I don't do it. This is typically why I don't do
I
it.
gotta get in voice mod.
Okay,
Yeah,
what did Bjorn say?
Impersonate somebody, man. I don't know. Shit.
I said your power was borrowed.
Borrowed, maybe, but it's still power, and I wield it, and I can help your friend, perchance. But you must wrangle him so we can get him under control.
Well, I don't really have anything to wrangle at this point. I'm all out of wrangling abilities. I'm gonna. He'll have to wait. Sorth, are you okay? What? How did you come to be here?
My camel took me to this place. Wretched beast. I didn't even get to feast on him.
Okay, so I just want to establish something real quick, gents. Are we just letting the bad guys rush off and Yolandu and gone? Or,
Oh, I kind of assumed they had exited, seen left sort of situation.
Alright, sounds good. And Ali, everybody's just... Are you guys just all convening?
And that opportunity for following them has just gone out the window with them.
Like, I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure. Are you guys
all the
all...
talk, them going for the master, not disturb anybody? Like, they were kind of kicking your ass, and now they're going to get somebody else that's bigger than them. I was telling them to kick your ass.
I mean, Sorth was fine laying on the ground.
That's true.
Your,
not gonna
your
disagree.
friend will be fine if we want to pursue the enemy. I'm sure his hunger will lead him to us eventually. If my suspicions are right, he will find us.
Oh my god.
We won't find him.
You clearly know nothing about that.
Sorry for the noise.
Uthos will leave it up to those around him as he's in unfamiliar territory and doesn't have many friends around and would rather make some to ensure that he survives this ordeal.
Yeah, I think this place seems pretty foul, and it was probably brought back for a reason, especially probably be trying to track down whoever's responsible for it. So I think, yeah, Bjorn would go after them as well.
It's definitely got a bad vibe to it.
Yeah.
10 out of
Bjorn
10.
look okay to Sworth? Like, do I still recognize Bjorn? Or is he just, like, hacked away?
That's an excellent question, actually. As Sorth looks upon him, you know, the first thing that strikes you is he never looked so much like your people before, as he kind of shimmers the same way as you do in the sunlight. And then as you look upon him, you see that it's a strange effect of his skin that looks like clamminess, but not. But it's only for a moment every so often, as something your lizard eyes seem to pick up, if you will. And I'm trying to think of this. It's like it's like a subsurface light that you can see, if that makes sense. You see like a glow under his skin for a moment, but it's not a glow, it's a shimmer that occurs every so often. Like something's kind of moving around under his skin, but like a giant jelly sort of thing. It doesn't bubble him out or anything, it's just, like I say, a shimmer. But it moves cohesively, like a sort of glow every few seconds, moments. What is that? As you look at him, and it's just like, even in shadow, he kind of illuminates for a moment. And aside from that, he's still fucked up. Like he should be dead from all the fucking battered and bruises. And every so often, you hear something in him crack a certain way, as if it was a broken bone. But he talks to you, and he sounds like, and he seems to be, and he smells like Bjorn, but something about his smell is different. Like, not quite a rotten egg.
Bjorn, you look wonderful. Do something with your hair.
I don't know. Valkyr brought me back, though. I feel like something's changed this time.
Oh, whatever it is, you're rocking it.
Thank you, my friend.
And with that, Sworth wants to get up off the ground.
He does so.
Then, I'm gonna move towards the doorway.
Sounds good.
I guess double move, because healing word's a bonus action.
You double move to get to Sorth with a bonus action thereby.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna end of scene there. Is that everybody in that scene? I think that's everybody in that scene. Yeah. Right on. Okay, sweet. As you guys finish out the moment, scanning about the area, it becomes apparent what your objective must be. And a lot of you start for the doorway. As the camera pans against the whole of it, who has movement? I guess. Sorth, do you have movement? I guess so. Yeah, you have movement. You're getting up.
I have half movement, yeah.
Yeah, plus double movement. I mean, really, whatever. The crates having all fallen over, it's 10 feet of difficult terrain. So, I mean, really, how you doing? You're on the other side. Sorth rushes forward, scampering and jumping over the pile of crates, easily landing on the other side. Ali stands there, surprised at your vigor, as he looks over towards Bjorn, and then looks at you, and then looks at Bjorn, as his sorry, what's the race called? Holy crap, it escapes me for some reason.
That's me.
Yeah, as his Asmir eyes also see the strange spiritual shimmer within his skin. And finally, Otho standing atop. You haven't moved.
Yeah, so sorry, I was gone there for a sec. Everybody's chasing down the enemies. Is that fine?
Sorta. I mean, you guys are all working towards the door now, yeah?
We're making our way downtown.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, is there a safe way to hop off the wall down and follow them?
Yeah, it's fine. You can just jump down.
Okay.
Make an athletics roll!
do
No,
that.
I'm kidding. No, you jump down easily enough. It's actually a staged sort of thing, like I have depicted there. The camera pans against as you guys all slowly convene. I'm going to give Bjorn a freebie as he gets over to the other side. Fuck it, there you are. And with that, put it on. Sorry, bear with me one sec here. Be right back. Just gotta make sure the kids are not running amok.
So just so I understand, how many characters are now all working in there at the same time, and everyone that's there?
I think there's two.
Yolandu is there, and Sorth is there. Ali is there, and so is Bjorn. Uthos is there, but where's Ball Snatcher?
Yeah,
Ryan's sailing through the afterlife, trying to find his way back. I'm not sure where he's going to return. I have no idea.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I had count.
I suspect that his body has been snatched when the palisade was attacked, and something's going on there. But I have no details of that. So last I remember, his body was left at the vizier. So.
Oh yeah, they started getting carried away, right?
Yeah, the vizier was instructed to go try and find a cleric to bring him back to life. So I'm not sure where he's at this time. We're just discussing the theory of Orion, where he's at.
When does the book come out?
It's a biography, actually.
You know what the funniest thing is? The music that I put on when I come back to sorry, lost my train of thought there. The perplexed expression on your first mate's face doesn't do anything for your mood as you look upon the dockhand, who again says to you, "You have to pay a toll, sir, for your ship. You understand, we have fees here." And as the camera pulls back suddenly, we see what seems to be a normal-looking dock, until it's not, as the horizon shimmers slightly. And we see a sort of silver light give way to astral space beyond once again. Stars and inky darkness for as far as the eye can see, stretching away to show other planes of existence in the winking, distant darkness. As it pans back across the horizon of a small shore town with water wheels and forests nearby, scout towers overhead on nearby cliffs of small stature, among the calm waves that smash themselves into them for a bit of white froth in the distance. The whole of the scene settles down upon your face as the massive masts of your ship, so coated in dust from the astral star space you've just come in from, stand intimidating against the small skiffs and vessels that are docked aside the gangway that you now stand across the dockhand from. The local guardsmen, large metal statues, golems of sorts, with large rings that they hold in their hands, if not mounted on their backs, walk about in this space. You can hear them clanging loudly in the distance, their huge heavy thuds, easily audible, echoing amongst the stone squat buildings that you'd swear were just out of downtown Waterdeep. You look down into the waters, green as they are, azure really, with some, you want to say minnows? You want to say minnows, but the way that the water scintillates and passes through them, you know they're not. You have no idea where the fuck you are. But your first mate is babbling away in some fucking language that you have no idea about to the now arrived royal figure that comes up behind the dockhand, shouting out at them as you curiously look over towards them as they, in fact, puff into existence. And she treats it like nothing. Before she suddenly stops, the royal figure, a elongated humanoid, tall in stature with a massive head, imagine like a moai head, mounted atop a big gangly figure who slowly walks towards with a long meandering gait and long flowing robes upon its spindly body. One of the guards stands in the water beside you, its towering figure simply standing there, statuesque, metal, rusted, moss growing on it. And the figure comes astride and looks down towards you, and your first mate, she looks over towards you, and she says, "Well, he's the captain. He wants to know what we're doing here. You have to say it in their language. It's a bit difficult. You've been hearing me," and she's been screaming as she has been towards them. So obviously you've been hearing her. But she looks towards you and she tries to explain how to say what you're doing. And she explains, it's simply Kleeble Clads. You look at her wide-eyed for the moment and she gives a nod. As she gets a 16 plus bonus to try and do it, the fellow simply looks at her and then looks down towards you and says, as he opens up a book out of his outstretched arm. And then, with a glowing finger, looks to do something with it as he looks at you expectantly.
I'll look over to my first mate. Danica, you can't be serious. What do I even say?
What I just said, Captain.
Very well, Danny. I will perform this. Just give me a moment to warm up. You see, I haven't practiced the language in quite some time.
It's like classy Rata
hellhole of a bar for weeks upon months upon I don't even know years. Am I even alive right now? Anyway. Okay. Here it goes.
Roll.
Should I roll anything for that?
Okay, you can roll. You can roll intelligence, or you can roll performance at advantage.
All right, performance it is. All right, I got 21. And I'll stand like with my arms on my hips, looking very confident and high. And I'll wait the reply.
Yeah. The spindly figure looks at you, gives a smile, and pokes the book, gives it a quick scraggle, and then closes it and holds an outstretched hand. Danny dutifully pulls out a couple coins and plunks them down in the outstretched palm, at which point the figure closes up his palm, the book, and folds his arms before, poof, disappearing altogether.
I'll look over to her and, what, you're not even gonna haggle? That was an atrocious amount of money for what we just went through.
She looks at you and says, Captain, with all due respect, you know what you just said to him? I can't believe he just let it go.
I had no fucking idea what I said.
Well, I said we're here for fishing. You said we're here to fuck the fish, then eat them.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm serious about that. I hope they understand that. Orion does not fool around.
Right.
The captain of the Kraken's Wrath does not mess around.
Captain, you've got a way about you.
Any of the fish I find.
She looks over towards the crew and says, It's clear now. Let's get ourselves boarded. We know the way. With all due respect, we're going to be taking leave of the ship, sir. This is our stop. Gather your belongings. We've got a ways.
I have no belongings. As you see, I just came from the spirit world, and I think I'm alive, but I'm not sure. What the hell happened? I need some grog, and I need an explanation.
There's a tavern in
I'm
the
very
ship.
thankful to see you all, by the way.
She gives you a clap on the shoulder and says, As always. It has been weeks, so it's hard for you to say that.
And I'll
Or days, I should
smack
say.
her.
It hasn't been weeks. It's been
I'll
days.
smack her on the rear end and be like, I never thought I would see that again. Let's be off, Danny.
She rolls a 15 plus bonus and whips about, and as always, gives you a nice squat, like a shoot to an uppercut, to give your perfect little jaw just the little tap. And she doesn't actually like try to hurt you. She just like gets you hard enough to give one on the chin. And I missed that too.
Oh, yes, I'm most certainly alive. Yes, it's great to be back. Thank you again.
One of the crew members walks past and gives you a nod. Another one walks past and gives you a nod as well. Pretty soon there's a procession of your boys walking past you as Danica moves back from you with a nod and looks over towards the few boys who are coming off with cargo in hand from the ship. And of all the things that they're carrying, you note that they've got a crystal rod in their hands. And as you watch upon this and they walk past, Danica looks towards you and says, We've got a bit of a trek, sir. Best we go.
Well, it's about time I get to my feet and start moving again.
Before you know it, you'll be back on prime materia, she says with a bit of an influx. And she looks out towards the horizon that you can see as jungle and trees and a little tower steepling out amidst the horizon of mountains that sits in the distance. And she says, as she points out towards the range, we're headed towards the hills there, the mountain peaks. Not so much into the mountains proper, but as I understand it, there's a path there. We'll find it easily enough. Hey, careful with that, she says as she runs forward, catching after the crystal rod carrying idiots who just about trip and smash the thing. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll look back at the crew and is old Misty Eye with us still? What about Tailhammer?
As you shout, as you catch up to Danica asking this, she looks towards you and says, "We haven't managed to find other crew. I've had some time to scan about, and there's rumor that there's chance you're going back. I've been speaking to many as I've been traveling about. I'll tell you more about it. I wasn't so much in a state that I was to be imprisoned, and so it was a few of the others. They had no home after they found themselves in with the 7 leagues, so to speak. So we banded, and we've been learning things. I've told you some so far, and she has actually during the few days that you guys have been voyaging about. You've learned quite a bit, to the tune of the mission at hand being Denny escaped whatever strange spirit realm she was trapped in. She didn't talk too much about that, but she did say that she managed to break away, and finding this vessel with a passing crew of Githyanki, then managed to get herself her own ship, which then becomes this ship that you guys are upon. She traveled around for some bit, going between astral regions, and because time moves differently, it has been quite the journey that hasn't taken too much time at all. Mere years where she has spent decades. But again, age and whatnot, totally different matter. As a result, Danny's been doing what she's been doing and nearly hasn't aged a day. And the crew still looks as good as they have always been, having been rested from whatever astral space that they've been rested from. With that said, the camera pans overhead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, all that. So.
Okay. The camera pans overhead as the forest ahead stretches away, green and lush, save for a few copses and dry patches, or maybe a feature here and there, a waterfall, clearing, that sort of thing. The mountains in the distance don't seem so foreboding, but a bit of snow at their peaks, maybe, makes them look fresh and dangerous. Otherwise, you disappear into the trees. The whole of your crew proceeding on.
Okay.
It's like fucking Game of Thrones up in this bitch.
100%.
And with that, oh, no, that's not what I want. There we are. Laz stares towards the screaming, gritting, angry woman, taking slashes towards him as she does. Having defended himself repeatedly, he spots an opening and takes the opportunity to do what?
Muted.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if freaking Frack, if I remember, it's the girl with daggers, and then the guy that came up beside her was wielding a sword, if I remember.
Yeah. Sword and shield.
Yeah, so if we see the two of them arguing, and she's got a little bit of rage going on, I'm going to go after her. I'm going to try and stack this hallway with as many bodies as possible. And make it an uncomfortable place for them to fight from a lower vantage point. So yeah, I want to get my shot on her.
Sounds good.
First roll, can't see. First roll is 1 plus 6 for 7. It is a 1.
That is unfortunate. As
Yes.
you take your opportunity, swinging towards her, to your sudden surprise, She focuses in on you while still telling him to fuck off, stabs you in the finger while trying to cut off your hand. You lose control of your axe as it swings from your grasp, and as you try to hold on to it, you manage to. But as you pull up to bring it back into your grasp, it strikes into the stone wall and wedges itself perfectly between two of the fucking bricks. It's stuck fast, and you'll have to spend your bonus action and a strength check to pull it out.
Fucking hell. Alright. Now that, I don't get the second attack, so there's nothing I can do about that, so I guess strength it is. +3 for 18 to recover the axe.
With a raging yank and a red eye for death, you pull the axe from the wall and take your next attack.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm being generous. Go ahead. Rule of cool and all that.
Oh, don't worry, I'll piss it away here. Hold on. 12 plus 6, 18 on daggers.
Damn. Give me some damage.
Oh, I hit?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Poor bitch just got smoked.
Oh, 10 plus 3 plus 2, 15.
Fuck. She's been hit before, hasn't she? Or is
Yeah,
this her first?
I thought I got her once before. I'm gonna go back to the notes.
I swear you did.
Yeah, you definitely did hit her before.
Halberd dude's fan, flail dude, last hits halberd dude. No, it seems like it's mostly
No, maybe
all
not. She's
halberd
always
dude.
been throwing them, so she's never been in melee.
Yeah, it's always been halberd dude.
Sorry. How much damage?
15.
Poor thing. As you smash into her with your axe, she screams out in agony, the blade of it piercing against her jerkin and chest as you crush into her underarm, smashing with all the weight and anger of a mountain man pulling an axe from a wall should have. You feel something break, maybe satisfyingly, as you careen across her. She nearly spins about, catching herself at the last, and brings the first of her strikes to bear. You easily catch it against your axe, as she suddenly leaps forth with the other. To her chagrin, you stab downwards. Where you were defending with the axe a moment ago, you pin her to the ground and throw her prone as she stumbles back and falls against the prone figure of the corpse at the bottom of the stairs. As she loses her footing altogether, stumbling and crumbling, she screams out in furious anger as the sword and shield fellow suddenly takes a surprising leap forward, but is pushed to the side, as if you almost don't care. As you sight down towards her, shoving him to the side, his whole body clattering against the wall, he then, with a 2+ bonus, tries to push himself away and take a swing, clanging against your axe that you simply hold out as if the sign itself were to hold him at bay. Sparks fly, he falls backwards, the force of his own strike, recoiling him into the wall once again. Sweat and blood pouring from him as his companions suddenly see their chance, and the one tries to rush forward. But game rules being what they are, she's still on the stairs, and they can't close the distance. Shitty view. This fellow rushes past his companion, though, because fuck it. He double moves to the top. Or actually, does he single move? Hang on a sec here. Can he get there on a double move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get to here. Alright, so technically this guy's squeezed in on the stairs. Man. 11 plus 6 for 17 against your AC, Laz, doesn't hit.
19, no.
Right, yeah. So this guy comes rushing in, squeezing himself in upon the stairs with his flail, desperately trying to hold position. He stabilizes himself using his shield on the stairs, taking one swing in towards you, sending sparks off of your axe as he swings about once more and hits nothing. Desperately, they gather around, trying their damnedest to do something to you. And nothing. And that's you guys, eh?
Jesus.
The camera pans away, once again, showing the whole of the strange undercroft for a brief flash moment, before we cut all the way to show Barryum again.
Barryum's face right now.
Yeah, just fucking around.
The hallway stretches away from you, bathed in green, curling off into obscurity.
What you doing, Barry?
Only one way to go, and that's forward.
Sophie, cold in your hands, you move forth. It's about...
So
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I do have it equipped. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Like in hand and ready to use.
And I'm assuming all the ammunition, too.
Yeah.
So remember, it's 5 shots plus 1 in the chamber. And it's 24 rounds that you had in the box.
24 rounds, alright.
Yeah. So with a loaded clip, you should have another 18 rounds. Another 18 shells, I should say. They're slugs, I'll mention. They're not cone of damage. It's And lastly, I can't remember. Do you have the damage code? Did I give you that already?
The regular shotgun had 2d8 plus 1.
Perfect. Yeah.
Alright.
You know what? This is Sophie. We'll make it a +2. With that said, though, Sophie, cold in your hands, the muzzle pointed forward. You creep forward. There's only a few feet in that you hear it. The strange sort of burbling. Whatever it is up ahead. You're not sure what to make of it. You're not sure if you should make anything of it. You've traveled about 150 feet down this driveway. Up ahead in the darkness, you can see that there's more darkness. There's a bit of green, like I say, still washing in from the driveway to the side, but it's coming to an opening, a dark opening. You can see pinpoints of light inside it, and you can see silhouettes of stuff at the far end of a chamber. The chamber seems to be fairly large. You'd assume, given what you've been walking down and what it's supposed to be, you've reached probably the garage proper. A massive chamber, from what you can tell, from the pinpoints of light, at perhaps the far end of it. There's a singular man door that heads in past the wall. Otherwise, you can always hop through the window, I suppose. The whole time that you've been walking down this 150 feet, I should mention, the garage driveway itself has been littered in patches of this green that is illuminated, the illumination of which is coming from, as I mentioned, strange sort of crystalline structures forming in the ceiling. As you've been traversing this place, you haven't thought too much of it with your 9 passive perception, and I think it's 9 insight as well. But I'd like you to make an arcanic check at this point. And I'm going to grab juice, as I mentioned I was going to do earlier.
If I fail an arcana check, that's pretty bad. That's one of my best rolls.
You got this.
Oh god. Oh my lord, I had a +6 and I got a 7.
Anybody
Tell me if you want inspiration, because I owe. Like, if I could give out 5 of them, I would, because I owe everybody at this point for last even standing.
I blame Cody on that roll. He said you got this, and I rolled
Come
that.
on.
You cursed me.
Yo, we gotta
I can throw you inspiration.
Wait,
I don't know how
can Morgan
important
and
this roll is.
inspired?
Yeah,
You guys each get
Everyone else reaches out with like nice things, like, oh, I reach out to the ether. Laz just screams really, really loud. somehow in the bowels of this place, you hear that, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta do this better. That's how Laz inspires people.
When you said yell, I
Your
first
distant
thought.
scream like, use a potion.
Yeah.
No, potions.
Just complete, absolute, abject anger.
I literally imagined Blaz yelling, "What the fuck was that?"
Just ridiculing you from far away.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Oh, goddamn mess. Whoa. I gotta take my wake-up pills here. Good function. Stop using it for dieting, and I save them for anything for D&D.
Much better.
Yeah, I'm supposed to use it to curb eating, and it's just not working.
Struggle.
The worst part is like I go out and I skate and get in the game, like I have a great time, hard skate, get done, drive home, pass by Wendy's, like, I gotta get to eat. God damn it. I just stop myself from eating Wendy's on the way home. I'd be doing fantastic.
Something about that salt though after you play a game.
Oh yeah, it's really good. So the ski hill bias opened up, so that's good too.
Yeah, ours did, but it's getting rained on a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, there's one lane, and you have to have a driving passport to get across there, right? They won't let Dooley out of his house.
Yeah.
They have it surrounded.
It's like the 1950s. Telling you.
So old right now.
Just like the 1950s.
Yeah, our Ministry of Transportation did like a photo album of the damage. I just liked it. It's pretty crazy if you actually look.
No, it's sick.
Discord?
Yeah.
What's happened? Like to the highways and everything?
It's literally gonna take months just to get temporary fixes.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking insane.
There's one smaller highway 8, that's just gone. There's something like 10 kilometers washed out.
Oh my god.
I think Merritt's done. I don't.
It was
I
already
honestly-
dying. I
Yeah.
can't see people going back.
Now that a river rerouted itself down the main street of this town.
Yeah.
Down
So-
Main Street is now a river.
So what you're saying is that there's a lot of people with some waterfront property now. Is what we're
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're saying. So property value went up then, right?
Do you like
I
Italian?
know.
Do you like Italian? Because let me tell you, it's gonna feel Italian down there. Boy, oh boy.
Dude, we knew it was bad, but dear lord, that's some pretty.
It's gonna be like out east where they redraw the flood maps and the government buys your house back from you so you can move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for
then
like
these
a
towns
quarter
just
of its
die.
cost. For a quarter of its cost,
Yeah.
because, well, I mean, it's flooded. Who's gonna buy it?
But I mean, at the same time, it's not really the government's responsibility for you.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of the day,
But
social network
they
being what
should-
social support being what it is nice.
Yeah.
Insurance
No,
is there
for
for
sure.
a reason.
At least they have something, right?
Yeah, insurance is there for a
I hope they
reason.
can get out. I wouldn't live there anymore. I mean, not after that. I would get the hell out of there.
Well, it was already kind of teetering because their mill's
It was.
closed down.
Yeah, it was kind of on the edge.
Here's the problem: is that you have Americans on this with you guys, and we have entire cities that are built below sea level that we have done this to multiple times.
At New Orleans.
Like, yeah, all of New Orleans is below sea level.
Yeah, but where are you gonna party, man? Like, fuck.
There's one of the places that really flooded Abbotsford.
Yeah.
Is a
Oh,
major.
yeah.
Kind of a lake that they pumped out.
Yeah, it used to be a lake.
And they're like, yeah, if the pumps fail, it's probably going to take everything out.
But it did anyway.
Great.
Really good farmland out.
Yeah, really
Not anymore.
good.
Where's the chickens?
They're floating to Vancouver.
And the only thing that float, that's why they get them tattooed on their feet. Chickens and pigs.
Oh, man.
Man, it's a bad scene. It is. It's a bad scene. All right.
It's wild.
So you missed the discussion that Laz feels the need to let out a very, very guttural yell that somehow he hears down in the basement of this place and gets inspiration on this roll.
Yeah,
It just echoes through the hallways.
I had a +6 in Arcana and rolled a 7.
As you look out towards the green stuff, you're like, man, is this ever cliche or what? I mean, here I am with a shotgun and it's green glow. It's all dark and tunnels and shit. Man, cliche. That's what Barryum totally says to himself. I don't know. Meanwhile, Laz gives him inspiration towards this. That was with inspiration? I just want to clarify.
No, with inspiration is a 21.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I missed that part. Or maybe if I, anyway.
Well, I just now rolled, so. My original was a 1.
But then it hits you. This green crystallization is a natural effect of what you can assume to be the many vapors coming off of whatever they were blending in those elements that you saw noted in those purchase orders. Chances are, what you're headed into, and now that you think about it, you can kind of smell it, is a chemical soup of sorts. Dangerous, to be sure. You may want to hold your breath going forth. Anyhow, you've reached the end of this long driveway. You know as much as you do so far. You see the opening to the shop proper up ahead. It's rather large. Definitely built for large platforms, large vehicles. It's dark. Can't see much in there. And the realization of what you know raises concerns in your mind. But what do you do, Barryum? With Sophie clutched in your claws. And the strange noises up ahead.
Well, seeing as, but how dark are we talking? Like pitch black, like nobody's home?
From what you can tell, you don't see any movement. But
Because
you definitely hear something.
If I'm hearing something, then alright, that's a sign of life of some sort.
You've been hearing it echoing from down this hall for quite some time. You can hear it easily through the window. And I want to mention that the window in itself is actually just an opening alongside the hall that you've been following that is following along a large driveway. This is a subterranean tunnel that you've been following along for about 150 feet, curling around in a large curve.
So you said there's a window I can peek through.
Peek through? No, it's giant. It follows along.
Oh,
It's not just like a portal. It's the whole of the hallway has an opening running alongside it. So it's basically two paths in parallel. You have the driveway itself that came after the avalanched area, okay? And it is about 40 feet in width and follows curling around down to this opening leading into the darkness of the shop beyond. Meanwhile, you've been following that driveway on a 10-foot wide hallway since the medical room. And the wall that separates you from that driveway is thick. It's about 2 feet thick of stone, but it has a very large opening in it. Probably about, if the hallway is 20 feet tall, this opening is about 6 feet tall and just runs pretty much the length of the hall with interspersed supports along the way.
I think I gotta try to get to the end of this.
You did.
You're
at the end of it.
Door, I mean.
Yeah, you're at the end of
Through,
it. What I'm saying is you can hop through the window, or you can open the man door that leads into the shop. If you hop through the window, you can go through the vehicle doorway, which is wide open.
I feel like I'm gonna take the door.
Fair enough. Walking in towards the door, to your surprise, it's locked.
Well, I guess I'm going through the window.
Throw me an athletics check.
A 13.
As you clamber easily over the wall, through the window opening, into the driveway on the other side, you are bathed in a green light coming from the outcropping growths overhead, the crystalline structures bathing you in a wash as your scales, to your own surprise, seem to scintillate as you look upon them, reflections dancing off onto the nearby wall. You actually are able to illuminate dark patches with the reflections coming off, something that doesn't typically happen. The reactions on your scales to this sort of light surprise you. As you look down into the dark recesses of the shop, your eyes adjusting to the darkness, the green giving way to the silhouettes of, to your surprise, workbenches organized well, and something skittering amongst them. You hear the echo on the one side looking towards it. You see the amorphous form, jelly-like, you want to say, as it suddenly becomes apparent. Its rim light, green in illumination as it springs forth. It almost seems translucent, save for the reflections of the little bit of green splashing in from behind you. As it comes in towards, it rolls a 14 plus bonus and skitters forth, taking a wild swipe into you with a long limb that smacks you. Oops, sorry, no other voice here. For 6 points of damage as it splats against you, splashing mightily and heavily. It's bludgeoning damage, but it comes to a skittering halt as you look down at it and you see that it's a strange amorphous zombie that looks up towards you. You would call it a zombie, but you're not even sure what you're looking at. It looks like a melted person. Its head halfway down its shoulder, its limbs off kilter, and the whole of it bubbled over and, for lack of better term, simply disgusting. What does Barryum do?
First, the reaction. What the fuck are you? I suppose I'm gonna take a shot at it if I have an attack. I've been kind of wandering a while.
You 100% do, yeah.
Alright. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I got a 6.
I don't know how well this will do. I don't know if I'm gonna get a...
First time firing the thing, you know?
As you fire off towards it, the slug blasts down the corridor, ricocheting off the floor as the thing skitters to the side. You pump the gun. It's semi-automatic. You can fire again if you have an extra attack. Do you have an extra attack?
What would qualify as an extra attack?
Some characters have 2 attacks.
Oh, I don't.
And that's that. The slug fires away down the hall, ricocheting, sparks exploding off the floor. As you look towards the gelatinous amorphous form, it looks up towards you. And you realize... Actually, I'm not sure what you realize, if anything. You realize maybe that there's more danger in this place than you expected, or maybe you expected there to be this amount of danger. Or maybe you're just hoping that there's not more danger.
Well, it's definitely the last one.
And with that said, the camera pans against your face to show an expression of what?
Guess the ever slightest fear, but also, you know, ready to battle. A little determination behind it too.
Sounds good. As the camera pans against your face to show it frozen in space and time, and slowly crossfades to black, the credits begin to roll as we come to that moment. Because I got kids, I gotta make sure that they're getting to bed. Wife's out of town, so.
Fair enough.
Works well for me. I gotta be up at 4 tomorrow anyways, so.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. East Coast meetings.
Wow, fair enough.
That sucks.
They adjusted the
Yeah.
meetings. At my company, they adjusted the meetings for me. Thank
Well, yeah, the problem is you got some people in India, some people in Belarus, some here. You kind of fuck no
Take
matter
the
what.
medal.
Hear that?
I remember those meetings with people from Japan, and it was just our timing was terrible.
Yeah.
Someone's always getting screwed on the hours.
Yeah, you can't win at that point. If they're that far over.
Yeah.
We have guys in
Often it's maybe like once every 2 or 3 months, but
we have guys in Sri Lanka, and that's pretty good. We can find some overlap anyway. It's like, morning and whatnot. Anyway, credits begin to roll. As the camera crossfades to darkness on Barryum's stoic face, staring down at this new threat, this strange threat, amidst all the strange senses that he's sensing all about. And with that, Summer, would you like what you hate? Was your what was least?
I liked how we're starting to get together. It does make me nervous because I think I'm gonna have to talk to myself at some point.
Schizophrenia is a real thing in D&D.
So not quite sure how I'll manage that one, but I'll see if I can hold off for a while there. And I've enjoyed Barry's little side delve. It's been interesting.
Right on. Yeah, I'll make comment to that. I just wanted to say I wanted to get further with that, but it really is turning into fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Everyone gets 10 minutes, people. 10 minutes. It's all the screen time. 10 minutes.
No more, no less.
Right? At least I'm not letting the douche brothers run shit. It's just one douche on deck. It's fine. Right on. Dobransky, talk to me. What'd you like? What was released?
I'm in the same boat. I like we're all kind of converging. I'm interested to see what happens with Yolandu and Bjorn, and if Bjorn can hold out, or are we gonna have to like battle our former
Put him
allies.
down like old Yella.
I also like the idea that it's like Bjorn is the only person Sorth knows. Everybody else is a stranger, and even Bjorn looks like a weird blob thing now. So-
Well, he doesn't look like a blob. He's
Well,
resisting, right? So he looks like
yeah.
himself, but he's still a corpse. And he's
a
just
very beautiful corpse at that.
he's shimmering.
right.
Yeah, he's like you can literally see the animating energy under his fucking skin. As a lizard, no less. Like I want to clarify that in my canon here, a human wouldn't be able to see that. An Azmar, a lizard who can sense those wavelengths, can see this. That's what's happening here. So I want to clarify that for Sorth. Like you don't
Very
necessarily
clear.
know the science, but the point is that yeah, it's like it's a recognizable thing for you.
He just knows he doesn't want to eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say that anything that has shimmered like this in the past tastes like old sausage.
Yeah.
Which
Not
is to
good.
say,
Yeah.
what was in the bus but aged generously.
And if it tastes like anything like that flaky dude I tried to eat earlier in the last session.
No, that guy was
That
Ash. He was ashing away. That guy was all ashy. Anyway, right on.
So
Sean-
that's pretty cool. And I'm liking Barryum dive into the depths, Resident Evil style, you know.
Yeah, man, there it is. Fuck yes. Thank you. Somebody finally said it.
No, overall, it's pretty good.
Take 5 experience just cuz. My dick is chubbing a little bit. It's not hard, it's just like a little bit. I'm a happy guy. Happy guy. That's clearly a happy side. So my own side. That's what it means. Anyway. Sean, what's your last name again?
Kildare.
It is actually Kildare?
Actually, it was Kildare.
Right on. Mr. Kildare, if you could regale me with Would You Like What You Hate was released.
No, I think it's great how all these pieces are coming together and trying to keep track of how the different pieces play to each other. Everything that Barry's figuring out, what everyone's experiencing as they're coming back from the dead, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Yolandu and Ali and what they're feeling. And every now and then coming back to saying, how the hell is Laz still not dead?
I really wanted to settle that today. I really wanted to, but it's like 10 minutes of screen time, people. That's all you get. 10 minutes. Okay, now.
It's all right. Laz is in his happy place right now. It may be the end of him, but he's in his very happy place.
Die with
Having
honor
only
this
used one
day.
rage for this entire time.
He's like Worf. He's good.
And blood, guts, and gore everywhere.
No, Worf. You remember from Star Trek? Worf. He's Worf right
Oh,
now. He's
Worf,
like,
yeah.
I die this day with honor. Arr. Right
That's
on.
about it.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, actually. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it so far. It's cool. Rickard, how about you tell me about what you like when GA was released?
So this is kind of like a long build-up of how, I guess like for the longest time, we rarely had real separation from each other. And
Yeah.
I think like kind of once Orion went, things sort of started splitting up a little bit. But I like how we all had like a huge purpose and how things are starting to tie together. It's always fun to watch a story tie together. And I still got like a lot of excitement for the future. There's a lot of shit's going on in Barryum with no idea of new people and the crazy events taking place that everyone else already knows about. And then Orion and Bjorn coming back it's going to be huge. But I was getting, I didn't watch much of it, but I was getting some Evil Dead vibes from that shit.
Klaatu, Verata. Yeah. Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
Take 5 experience.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming next session.
Yeah, me
Hopefully
too.
nothing gets in
I
the way
have
of
no
next
idea.
session.
Wow, it's gonna be good. I'm sure. I hope so. Anyway, whoever's running this
Yeah.
shit is doing a great job so far. Clearly.
Oh yeah, they are.
Right on. You guys
I
are doing
tell
great.
them,
Give yourselves a
if
pat
I
on the
knew who it
back.
was, I would
You're
tell
the
them.
real heroes. You're the real heroes. Honestly, though, no, it's been fun, actually. And yeah, your character has been a treat for me, I'm going to say. Just a big comment on the fact that I want it to be as gonzo as can be, and your character is the way I'm going to do it. Believe it or not. So, I hope you didn't have any plans on your character dying, because it's going to be real fucking hard for that character to die pretty quick here. If everything goes okay, if you don't die, you're fucking never going to die. Well, until, you know, whatever, we'll see.
The dice might dictate this.
Yeah, like really, the dice rule. So, but yeah,
I already had plans on my character dying. I thought I was dead like 7-8 sessions ago. You know, I already had this whole character.
I mean, I have so many ideas. I have so many ideas, and I have no idea what the hell you'll go after. So really, it's just a matter of time and your choices, and we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, you can ask Cody. I had this entire huge plan. I even talked to him about it to get some ideas, and they actually tied in pretty comically, to say the least.
That's the bitch about democratic storytelling, eh? So it goes. Right on. Ben, what did you like? What did you hit? Was these, sir?
I liked how I didn't die this time.
Always a plus.
Yeah, but it was more interesting to listen to what was happening with everybody else, with how they also weren't dead, even though I definitely think they would die pretty soon.
Oh yeah, everybody got the one action in your scene because we only had 2 hours, and because I didn't want to jump into the next section of it half cocked here. So everyone only got one action in your scene.
Yeah.
And unfortunately with your fucking curse, you got like a 50-50 shot of not having anything under your control for the scene.
Killing yourself.
Or, yeah, basically. But here's hoping not.
Well,
How many times have you given into this shit?
twice.
Twice? Okay, twice.
Wait, no.
And then you failed the once, but that's okay, that doesn't count. Cool. We're done. So your saving throw right now is actually 13. If memory serves. I can't remember. No, wait, sorry. 14, because it's 12 plus 2 at this point.
For future reference, when I go into like a rage like that, do I just, because I'm a ranged character, when I just like straight up run at them, or when I
Yes.
just,
You're giving into a
okay.
bestial rage at that point. When you resist is when you can strategize. Okay, it's when you can come over itchy, tasty. Do you understand what I
that's
mean
gonna
there?
be interesting.
So, my point is, if you fail your save, you succumb to the hunger, you're going to go after your prey. Like a feverish zombie. So that's your turn, is what it ends up being. If you resist, you get your turn. It sucks, but it is what it is.
What if I'm on the car and we're just like fighting someone? It's a car battle, it's a race battle, but I just jump off.
Then, I mean, it's about the same thing as happens to anybody who jumps off a moving vehicle.
Let me rephrase that. Can I use my backup meat that is located on the bus?
I'm not sure I follow, yo. What?
The backup meat, the living backup meat.
Oh,
That
us?
that's
The
surrounds
crew?
me.
You motherfucker.
Oh,
It's gonna come to that.
like to survive? Like, can you?
If I'm hungry, you know, it's a little.
Oh yeah, I mean you can eat whoever.
Okay. Who wants to sit next to me?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was gonna
Just,
say. Currently, you're running after your prey, which on the board is actually the closest guy is this guy. But you are running after prey. So, you are closest to prey.
Should be easy to kill.
Good, bad,
I'm-
ugly,
I'm
it all
pretty
tastes the
strong.
same. Good, bad, ugly, it all tastes the same. And with that, sir, anything else to declare?
Not really.
Right on, right on. Cody, what'd you like when Jay was Rubber's least?
This is a doozy. I liked how you kind of left a decision, like a crossroads for us. Either follow Yolandu into wherever he's going, or pursue the evildoers. I really liked the Orion sequence. Really intrigued by that, and I really liked role playing that weird ass language. What else?
Good
Oh,
job on
Barry's
that.
story is getting really, really intriguing. And the legacy of Laz is something that should
The
go
last
into the
stand
history.
continues.
The last stand. It's got to go into the history books, man. Like,
This campaign's
we
got a
need
few
statue
history
after
moments. This campaign's definitely got a few historical moments, I gotta say. It's got a
Yeah,
few historical
yeah.
moments so far.
I didn't hate anything. Enjoyed it all, and looking forward to the next one.
Right on, right on. I like the pacing of this one. It was good for a 2-hour session, more like an hour and a half, I guess. Under the circumstances, I thought we did pretty good. It's fucking Game of Thrones, what do you do? But I like the way everybody played tonight. I thought everybody did a pretty bang up job. I apologize for anybody that only got really the one action, especially since some guys have 2 characters, so you kind of get too much. A bit of a chemical imbalance there, but that's okay. We'll make up for it in due course. Point being, though, I like the bit of expository that I got through. I think it's interesting how we have a bit of a schism despite everybody coalescing. I love that everybody's coalescing and everybody recognizes that. I love that you recognize the Resident Evil-esque sort of methods I'm going along here. Pretty simple, sort of horror language that's doing the job. And I very much am a fan of the last stand, and I'm curious to see how that ends up being, because that's kind of a big hinge point for me in how I play out quite a bit of what Barryum is encountering. So it's a thing there. Yeah, otherwise, I thought it was a good session. I thought everything went over fairly smoothly. I hate that it's so confusing in my numbers. I can barely make out what the fuck is going on over here. I feel like I'm making up half the shit. Maybe I am, for all any of us really know. But otherwise, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You guys have fun?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
So,
We're gonna have fun next week once again, same time, same D&D channel. In the meantime, it's been my pleasure to be your dungeon master and entertainer and your guide on this adventure through a wonderful, weird world with you, my palette of personalities. This is my plethora of players. Thank you for joining me on it. And until next time, may your 20s always land on 20.
Experience.
1800. No, sorry. 2150.
Wait,
Just to be a
2150.
dick
Very specific.
in terms of specificity.
Expected 21.99.
Right? I felt it for a moment. I really did.
I finally leveled up, guys.
Shut the front door. Congratulations.
Yes.
What are you, 2 now? 3? You should be level 3, I'm pretty sure. What level is everybody, actually? I have no fucking idea now that I think about it.
7.
Okay, great. I did know that.
8. I just have long rest.
I just reached 7.
Don't forget, yeah,
Almost
you
8
guys-
and a half.
You guys do need to long rest to level up, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what I defined. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long rest level up.
I'm already over level 8, but I need Laz to get a breather.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as George.
Bjorn's 8, Elise 7.
I've always loved that facet of the game. You can be whatever level. I remember some of the sessions where people have leveled up 2 levels after a long rest. I feel kind of bad, but not totally. It's like hashtag not sorry, you know what I mean?
Fair
Anyway.
enough.
I mean, the truth is the experience in the game is crazy for the first 10 levels anyhow, so... You fight like 3 goblins and you get, well, actually 3 goblins is exaggerated. Anyway, I digress. Glad everybody had fun. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, 2150 experience. Everybody who is to level up, here's to a long rest in the next session or maybe the next. In the meantime, we'll see how early we can start and how much of the story we can get through on the next episode of Black Hawk. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, you too.
Have
a good night, Stolen.
Hey,
My
guys.
pleasure, all. My pleasure. And if you like what you see at home, and thank you for watching, by the way, because, I mean, who watches D&D on Twitch, right? But here we are. You're watching me, and I'm delivering unto you, and for some reason, me and my players, we captivated you, and I thank you, honestly, for watching. It's cool, actually. I do this for, my own records, really, at the end of the day, for all the effort that I put into it. But it's a pleasure to have people join and watch, and be they friends of the players or just randoms happening by. It's always cool to have you along. But I am Dooley, and those are my players, and we stream every Monday from 7:30, 8 PST till whenever we finish, which tonight is about now. I don't typically bother doing anything special at the end of a session, but, there's a few viewers, so does anybody have anything to say before I sign off altogether? And I'll honestly assume not, really, because, half the time, this is like the golf of Twitch. You kind of put it on and forget about it. Oh, and Rancid Rick is a big fan. Right on, Rancid. Oh, wait a minute, that's you. Never mind, Rick. Yeah, every session, eh? I'll fucking bet. It'd be kind of awkward if I had to continue the story without you. That'd make things rather difficult, sir. Honestly, if I had to play the game without you watching, I don't know what I'd do. Gosh, golly me. The classic emojis. Good old Twitch. But seriously, anybody, anything at all? Like, really? Nobody just wants to say my beard's ugly? Like, what are y'all, bots? Well, anyway. It's been my pleasure to deliver unto another exciting Gonzo episode of this Gonzo campaign that I am hoping to see to fruition. That fruition being completion, that is to say. Ultimately, it's been a treat to write this campaign. It's weird that it's working out so well, but I love it. The story is, for lack of a better term, developing with great beats, leading over a really smooth arc that unfortunately has seen a lot of slowdown in the miring that is this section or segment where everybody is split up, and we've turned it into this sort of Game of Thrones-ish mashup of different elements. And a large part of it I'm going to address quite simply is due to the fact that I have decided to split it up and turn it into this dual story of what is happening and what is to come. I don't know how I come up with ways to challenge myself, air quotes, but here I am. And so the way I'm challenging myself, obviously, in this case, if you'll note, is by splitting the party in the most grand fashion. I don't know what I was looking for here. I was looking for something neat. There we go. So as I was saying, splitting the party in grand fashion, if not the grandest, such that we have multiple stories going on. It, like I said, leads to this situation of you only get X amount of screen time, whether it's intentional or not. It is fairly balanced as we fire a sort of round robin of the whole of the characters. I try to group things, of course, by scene. Point being is that you have everybody who's in this scene. You have Barryum in his own. Oh my goodness, the Kraken, holy crap, Orion in his own, as he's making his way towards resurrection. And it's funny that everybody is tying that to a point in the story, oddly enough, where the Vizier was going to get Orion resurrected. And you know what? I mean, we're off session, so I mean, if you're still in and you're a player, then I guess you're about to learn that what these characters are experiencing is this like moment in time, you know what I mean, compared to whatever the people in the prime material plane are experiencing. And so this resurrection spell that is cast on a person becomes this chance, if you will. And I mean, if you remember back in the day, it was like a roll they had to make on a resurrection to get a person back. Anyway, it doesn't take much to resurrect a person in game. But if I'm adding a story element to it, that's what the whole thing is. The Vizier is resurrecting Orion, and so we have this quest for it, which I think is pretty cool. In the case of Bjorn, if you recall, it was just like, "You're on! See you later, boy!" And he's like launched off the ship. So, difference being. But to my surprise, it's all working really well. It is. The storylines are interesting. They're intriguing. They're fun. They're silly. They're stupid in some cases, but they work. They work because D&D is fun and stupid, and you know that's what it's meant to be, I guess. But more to the point is that it's interesting. You know, it involves the players, and it keeps things light and still intense at times. It feels like there's stakes, and that's what people want to know, is that there's risk, that they're playing for a reason. They're challenged. God forbid, right? Be it a die roll, or be it the role play of the moment, be it to stand up to, or to match one-on-one, to whatever the hell might be. You know, you as the player can decide what it is that you are after. And I think that's the best part about D&D, is when, you know, the challenge becomes about what you are want to offer. I think my favorite part about what I've been doing this campaign so far has been delivering all sorts of ideas within this weird sort of dieselpunk framework, where sometimes I envision it to be like Star Wars level technology, and sometimes I envision it to be, I don't know, Final Fantasy, if there's a difference, really. Just less blinking lights and no R2 units, maybe. Swap the R2 units for weird fuzzy creatures that some Japanese guy came up with, as opposed to some weird fuzzy white guy coming up with weird creatures. Anyway, I was going for a thing there. I kind of failed. It faltered. It was what it was. Let's leave it alone. Let's just forget it ever happened between you and me. It shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Let's just forget it was a thing. Right? Just leave that alone. It's fine. Doesn't matter. So how have you been? Have you been good? How's things? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Right on. It's good. Man, nobody's saying shit in this fucking chat. Y'all just watching me like, oh, monkey on a stage. Like, fuck, man. But no, honestly, I love how, if I'm getting back to it, honestly, I can't keep talking about it. It's been fun delivering such a story. I mean, such a different blend of ideas. It literally is this crazy mix of, you know, mechanicals, mechanoid. God, how many different references? I don't like. It's anything I can throw into the stew, and it just. I don't know. It's like when you're cooking and you don't have a recipe and you're throwing everything into the pot and it just You spin it around and taste it, and it's like, wow, this really works. You know, I'm not going to say that it works every day. There are some days that you take a sip and you're like, wow, it tastes like I pissed in it, you know? But not that I've ever tried. No, God, no. But and I'm not judging if you're, I'm not going there either. I'm on the wrong note, right? Point being, though, is that, you know, it's been fun being able to just blend all these ideas together freely and watch them work. Because the place is so, I want to say fluid. Yeah, I suppose that would be the term for it. It's a river, if you will. It's flowing forward. The players move forth until they get to a point. This is just a point in the river. You know, it's a waterfall of sorts. But, yeah, that's kind of been the thing. Is that the whole of the game has been about experimentation, trying out different stories, trying out different sort of story elements, trying out different approaches to storytelling. D&D largely is that for me, I'll be honest. D&D is largely about how I'm delivering whatever exposition, how I'm delivering whatever expository information. Anyway, enough about all that, eh? I'm going on for a while. I thank you, humbly, honestly, for listening to an old man ramble away about a game he has loved for as long as I have. This game is terrific. It is quite literally just a cheesy little tabletop game, as some would say, but I've turned it maybe into a bit more than it should be, and I love it for what it is. I mean, this, what can I say? D&D. It's like Freeze Add-in or any other drama sort of project. And I implore my players to do so, although I have no expectations of players to be. And that's largely what I find people appreciate about the way that I portray the game, is that it is a tabletop game, and you can be as much the character as you want to be or as little as the character you want to be, and it doesn't really matter because the game is still going to be the game. And you are here to have fun, and what you're okay with is what it takes to have that fun. Thanks for joining me. Again, if you like what we see, we stream every Monday. Until next time, have a great night, everybody.